reporting says that they cannot finish with the 1 seeds, mathematically now.
It's now impossible.
It's impossible.
Okay.
So
I'll take the 2 seed, though.
Best case scenario is the 2 seed. So we'll see if the Eagles look to kind of continue on and try to, play for that 2 seed or rest some players down the stretch. Coach Sirianni joins us now. Coach Sirianni, sponsored by Bud Light. Join Ava Graham at the Duck Inn in Collegeville for an Eagles watch party on Sunday. Win tickets to the final Eagles home game and signed merchandise from Bud Light. Now we are joined by Eagles head coach Nick Sirianni. Coach, thanks for joining us. Happy holidays and congratulations on clinching the NFC East on Saturday.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate it. How you guys doing today?
Good. Coach Tom Kelly, Devan Kaney, Ruben Amaro Jr. here today. And Coach, just to start, obviously you win that division, you win the NFC East second straight year. No team has done that in this division in 21 years. Just first, how important is that and how much of an accomplishment do you guys view that as, checking that off your list?
Yeah, well, when you win your division, that puts you in the playoffs, which is where you can, obviously get in and achieve your ultimate goal. So, our goals, though, too, right now are just to get better every day, not thinking too far ahead. But it was a good accomplishment. It's a tough division with, obviously with a lot of parity in it for the past, 20 years, and it's good to be able to repeat as champs there.
Nick, given the fact that the 49ers won last night, the 1 seed in the conference is essentially off the table for you guys. And with Lane Johnson, Jalen Carter reportedly expected to come back this week. Nakobe Dean obviously left the game early Saturday. Will that impact how you go into this game in Buffalo in terms of who you decide gets the most playing time? Like, is this a game where you're definitely going to play the starters throughout the entire game?
Yeah, this is a week that we have to get better. This is an opportunity for us to go out there. We've been on short week after short week. We're finally on a normal week, as far as our rest goes. So this is a really important week for us, practice-wise, game-wise, to go and get better, and we'll see how everything plays itself out. But really important week for us to improve as a football team.
Coach, obviously big story offense, and the last couple weeks, offense much better against the Raiders, against Washington, 2 of your statistically best games of the year, 4 touchdowns and 8 possessions last week. What are you seeing different? What are you guys doing differently on that side of the ball that's leading to more success?
Yeah, I think anytime, I think everyone wants to point to one thing when it's not going well, and everyone wants to point to one thing when it is going good. It's the ultimate team game, though, so I think we're coaching a little bit better. I think we're executing a little bit better, and we're finding our groove a little bit right there. Kind of some things that we want as our identity is kind of showing up, and we're just finding a little bit of a groove. And sometimes, some seasons it takes a little longer to find your groove than other seasons. But the ultimate goal is to be playing your best football by the end of the year, and I think we're trending that way.
Yeah, going into Week 17, Nick, you mentioned the goal this week is to get better. I know that the celebration, if you want to call it that, was pretty understated after, clinching the division for the second year in a row, first time in over 20 years. Obviously a big accomplishment, but are you content with how the team is performing now at the end of the regular season, going into the postseason? And what would you say the biggest focus is going to be for you as head coach to get this team, playing a cleaner football game?
Yeah, again, I don't think you're ever content. I don't think we get to these spots ever being content. And, it's you always have things to improve on. You're always in a daily quest and a daily grind to get better. And there's always room for that. And so, you always want to play, always want to play with a little bit better fundamentals. Like, those are things that, you can always get better at. I think that you have teams that find sustained success when you have great talent. You pay a great attention to detail, you play together, and you play with relentless effort. And those are things that we feel like we can just continue to get better at, continue to grind on, and that's our daily focus. It's not, there's not a secret pill or secret sauce to continual improvement. It's boring, and it's a process. And it takes every single day throughout the year. And I think that our guys have given great effort to, continue to come together as a team, to continue to pay great attention to detail and get better at that, and and to play with relentless effort.
Eagles head coach Nick Sirianni joining us now. And, Coach, got to ask you about Jake Elliott. Obviously, has been a great kicker here for a long time. Really good in the first half of the year. He struggled the last couple games. What are you seeing from Jake, and what do you tell Jake, a guy who you know can do this at a high level, struggled lately? How do you kind of coach him up during these times?
Yeah, you always talk about fundamentals through it, process through it. And, I've seen Jake get himself out of slumps before, right? We saw it last year. He was in a little bit of a slump last year and got himself out. And, under tough circumstances, and so I have a lot of faith in Jake and a lot of, and that's not blind faith. That's built up over the years. He's a great kicker, who is clutch. And every player goes through ups and downs in a season. And I think that Jake's, though, sometimes can just be magnified more because, he's the one kicking the ball. And so nobody wants to make those kicks more than Jake does. I promise you that. And he has a great process. I got a ton of faith in him, ton of confidence in him. And I've seen it that he's so mentally tough that he's going to be able to respond. And I got faith in that.
All right, Nick, lastly, I know from covering the team, from talking to the guys, that you like to use imagery and, mental images to send a message to this team. Jordan Mailata told me at the very start of the season, you talked about a mountaintop and how you guys were kind of just focusing on what's ahead, not really looking in the rear view. I guess my question to you is, in week 17, the regular season's winding down. You guys are obviously getting ready for the postseason. What's the image? What's the visualization that you're telling these guys now?
Yeah, I'm not sure I have the perfect one each week, or but it is. It's just this boring quest to get better, and that's what we're in right now. And again, when you get late in the year, you need to be reminded, and you're tired and you're sore, and all those different things. You just have to be reminded that we're just in this continual growth phase, and again, if you want, if you ask what I'm talking about for each and every week of what the message may be to the team, you can pretty much guess it's going to be something with toughness, detail, or together. And this week's no exception.
Well, Coach, whatever you've done the last couple weeks, it's certainly working. So hopefully we keep that up. But Coach Nick Sirianni, thank you so much for joining us this morning, and good luck this week in Buffalo.
I appreciate it. Thanks, Sean.
All right, thanks, Coach. Coach Nick Sirianni joining us this morning. And, I think a lot of stuff as expected. Certainly sounds like they're going to play this week like they would any other week.
Yeah.
I kind of like it. I kind of like the fact that they're going to, they got to build on what they're going for. I know that they're trying to get everybody healthy and do you play the guys, play the Lane Johnson? Do you play these guys? And do you risk them? Well, they got to get their reps. They got to get the feel for things, because their lines were basically the reason why they had so much success last year, and also the reason why they did not have a ton of success in the early part of the year. That they've been a little weaker there, and hopefully they'll show that the world and to themselves that they're healthy and ready to go.